It's terrifying. Oh my gosh.
Alright. Okay, we need headphones too then. Headphones? Cool. Yeah, we need headphones too. Grab, you have the extender? What do you need headphones for? So you have
There's a lot of cords in here.
Yeah.
Maybe both need headphones.
Your rib okay?
It's getting there.
Joining us now? No, he's not joining.
I was like trying to go do shit.
He's gonna do his own.
Okay, but now or later?
Later.
Okay, cool.
God, I was trying to like warm up and stuff. Nope.
Wasn't happening.
Dude, I would have been like 6 Toradol and like 2 injection type.
6?
Bro, I'm dying. This thing sucks.
6 is wild.
Okay, there you go.
I've done 5.
We good?
Yeah, they can hear you.
You guys can hear us?
Yeah, we're good to go. Ready to roll?
Good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to a new type of episode of Third and Long. It's our first live stream.
Ooh.
I'm Arik Armstead. I already have a special guest here, Kittle, my guy.
I made it. Hey guys. How are you?
Appreciate you joining the show, bro.
Of course, man.
Recapping the game today, we'll start with the game.
Yeah.
It was a weird week kind of for everybody.
Very.
The Rams sat a lot of players. We were pseudo-resting / wanted to play and, still get better, but, Kyle felt like we didn't need 3 weeks off from football, which I think is
Fair.
It's helpful for us at this time. And, but yeah, how do you feel, this week going into this week? I know you didn't play, but, finishing our last regular season game. How'd you feel this year? I know you had a big year, another 1,000 yards receiving.
It's always fun.
And so yeah, I think how'd you feel this year? I know it was a big year for you.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome year. I mean, I think my favorite thing is, besides being the 1 seed, which is by far my favorite thing, the fact that we had 4 players with over 1,000 scrimmage yards on offense, which just doesn't happen, first time in NFL history. So I think that's pretty sick. And then, Purdy breaking a record on top of that. So it's fun to be a part of an offense that is as efficient as we have been. And then, you pair that with our defense, our special teams. It's just a lot of great games. We're playing a lot of great team football. Today, losing's not very fun, but, in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? No. I know it matters for all the guys that played for sure. You get good stuff on tape, but that's something that we can flush pretty quick and then focus on us, our bodies, practice a little bit, just get everybody, make sure we're staying in shape. And, on top of that, never like losing to the Rams, but I'll flush this one pretty quick and move on. But, I was pumped. My guy Charlie Warner, 1 catch for 20 yards. It's a great average.
Yeah, that was a dope play. There was a lot to be pumped about, defensively.
Yeah.
A lot of young guys. Taylor Hawkins, huge interception, which was dope.
That was awesome for him.
Yeah, Flan was balling. He had 3 TFLs.
That's not bad at all.
Robert Bill got his first career sack.
It's pretty sick.
So it was a lot of good plays. I think for the young guys as well too. We're gonna need everybody in this playoff run.
Yeah.
And them getting some experience, them playing those meaningful snaps, I think is gonna help us in the long run. And,
For sure.
you talk about you guys' offense this season, man. It's been a lot of fun to watch. It's the best offense that I have been fortunate enough to be,
Crazy.
on a team with, and watching you guys week in and week out. It's pretty wild. I kind of compare it to like Steph and the Warriors a little bit, where it's like, all right, Steph might have a bad night, or
Clay.
Clay might have a bad night, but then Jordan Poole was gonna go off. Or
Yeah.
He's not gonna stop everybody, and I think that's kind of how I view you guys' offense. Like, you guys, not everyone is gonna have a crazy game.
Every game.
But you're not gonna stop all those guys.
No, it's like pick your poison. Like, are you gonna double team Debo? Or are you gonna put like a safety with a linebacker looking at me the whole time? All right, well then you're giving Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey 2 1-on-1s. We're like, yeah, who do you want to double team? Who do you want to try to take away? And then, okay, if you if you are double teaming everybody, you're playing a lot of man coverage, right? We'll run the ball, or we got all of our double move stuff. And hey, it turns out Christian McCaffrey can run routes just as good as he can run a football. So we've got like legit 5 eligible receivers on every single play that can all win man on man, all great in zone. Every time any one of us catches the ball, it's like, oh, you know, he's probably gonna fall for at least 5, but he might take it for 30 and he might go for 70. So it's really fun to be a part of an offense like that. And then like on top of that, you got all the, you know, 1,000-yard guys, but then you also have like how many highlights do we see of guys blocking downfield all year? Like just opening stuff up. Ayuk, Jawan, Juice, you know. It's just been pretty fun just to see that, and the standard that our guys have set is pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, and I know you guys love and enjoy freeing each other up and blocking, and you know it's crazy to see because that's not the mentality around the league. Like
It is not.
you watch a lot of tape around the league, that's not how it looks. So I got a would you rather.
Ooh.
Would you rather drive a man 5 yards?
Ooh. And do I get the pank? Mmm.
Or maul somebody for a touchdown?
Oh, see, like touchdowns are touchdowns. You can't take those back, man.
Just moss, no touchdown. So like a 15-yard.
Dude, if I
nice catch.
if I can take a defensive end, like a guy who weighs like 50 pounds more than me, and I can get a flat back, there's not much better feeling than that, man.
Yes.
There's like you feel the same thing when you get under an offensive lineman's pads and you feel him kind of go up on his tiptoes. Like there's not a lot of feelings like that.
Yeah, I think taking somebody's will and like moving them when they're trying not to be moved.
It's so sick.
It's not a better feeling.
It's like it's kind of addicting because you feel like you're like, oh, like I'm gonna run it again, man. Do the same play. Like I'm gonna take you for a ride, dog.
Yeah. And one I've been around you know for some years now, but one of the funniest like moments or that I've seen, you know, you have a lot of great mic'd up moments and stuff like that. But
Appreciate that.
when you pancake that dude, and he was like, "Oh, I tripped." You
No, you didn't. That was all me. The Chiefs guy. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, his backside outside zone. Yeah, I just felt his body give. I was like, "Ooh, nice." that was funny. Oh, dude, that was comedy.
So, I've been fortunate enough to be the longest tenured on the team, and you
9 years, right?
yeah, 9 years.
Mm.
You and Juice are second.
7.
7 years. So it's been some years, and
A lot of ups and downs.
I remember you coming in as a rookie, and you know no one necessarily, you know, you weren't George Kittle yet.
I was chilling.
You came into camp, and I feel like you dominated, you know, really since day one, and like you were the talk of the camp. I remember your rookie year, and you know you going to have you're having a you know amazing career. When like did you always feel like you could do this in the NFL, or like when was the moment where you're like, man, like I really am like living my dream, or I'm really am like one of those top players? Did you see yourself becoming this type of player like in college and high school?
Like I always knew I was like an athlete and I could move, and then in college I could learn how to run block and I knew it could do stuff. And then when I got to the NFL, the fact I got drafted in Coach Shanahan's scheme, just with his like his outside zone, is what I did for 5 years of college. So like when I get there, like, hey, okay, we're running 18 Zora, I was like, oh, I've done that for 5 years. And so like I kind of had to step up on everybody. So like I was very comfortable in the run game. I knew steps, footwork, hand placement, like I was very good at that. So like I didn't even have to think about a lot of that stuff. Like I mess up like the play calls once in a while and stuff like that, but I overall had that done. But I will say like one of the first like light bulbs that went off for me was rookie mini camp, and I had an outside zone versus Solomon Thomas one-on-one, and I reached the shit out of him. Excuse my language, sorry guys. I reached the heck out of him, and like I had good hand placement, and I blocked him. And I was like, all right, because like I was like very nervous. Like I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I was like, I can do that. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I got into, we like put pads on, and like I was like holding my own a little bit. And I was like, oh man, I can. Okay, yeah, like just stack days at a time. And I was really lucky too. You know, I had Coach Embry, John Embry was my tight ends coach, great players coach, and like he was very motivational, very realistic with you. He preached the same things, you know, leverage, hit the pad, high effort. But like having him early on, just like, hey, these are the things that matter, and that you're going to build your foundation, and then we're going to learn. We'll worry about the other stuff later. But if you can do like A, B, C, D, you can play on every single play. And so like just taking what like he helped me really. Like I mean, I was like floating out at sea, and he was the one that gave me a life raft. So that was incredibly helpful for me early on.
That's amazing, and you know, I watched for years of Imbo being here. You guys were the first to practice, hitting that sled,
Hitting that damn sled.
coming off on your tracks. I used to go out to practice. I'm stretching, warming up, seeing you guys hitting that sled. I'm like, it's no, you know, it's not a secret why you guys can block. It's not a secret why you guys, you know, are a little different than other people because you guys made it a point.
It was an
It
emphasis.
was an emphasis, and you guys work on it. And I remember, you know, before me and you had our truce.
It was wonderful.
We
Huge.
used to get a little work in early in our careers, and George was, you know, as a defensive end, it's like, all right, our mindset is no tight end should like ever block me, you know.
Very true.
And then, you know, you came along, pressed it against you. It's like, all right, still George shouldn't block you, but if he gets you every now and then, it's like, all right, acceptable because
That's what I do.
that's what he does.
That's what I do.
And so I would say, you know, especially once we switched our scheme to
The 9 texting.
9 texting,
Oh God.
me and you had to come up with like, hey, look, man, like, I know what you can do. You know what I can do. We're not going to kill each other every day.
It's like no, it's just like we figured out how to pressure though. Like we could get everything that we needed to get out of it without putting either one of us in a vulnerable position. We were really good at that. It was like, hey, 3-4 steps, and then hey, if you want on the inside, I let you go. If I had your reach, you would like get out, like you'd help me get out of the way so I didn't get my legs ran up on. And like that's just learn how to practice. Because like if you're in college or like young guys, that's where you see all this stuff on the ground and stuff like that. We did a very good job of that.
No, for sure.
That's why I was disappointed when you went back inside. I was really disappointed.
We got great work, and it wasn't brother-in-law either.
No.
It was true, like you said, learn how to practice because, and if you really look at it, like everyone knew, like I play the run. Like,
Yep.
That's what I do. I'm a set of edge.
Yep.
And I don't necessarily need to prove that versus George in practice. And
No.
everyone knows you're gonna block.
I'm gonna try my best.
You're gonna block and be dominant. So it wasn't like me and you had to like, all right, like this we're gonna show each other like who.
No.
It was let's get good work in. I think we did that, and I think we made each other better.
That we did.
And
It's phenomenal.
yeah, those were some good times.
Golly. No, then you look at these other guys who just don't care.
Yeah,
Oh, those 9 texts, man.
it's like, bro, you don't know how to practice. So
Hey, man, there's 18 weeks left, dude.
swapping, dude.
Dude, big Mike guy.
We're swapping mics again.
I think you're good now. Go ahead.
Still working on our audio a little bit. Good.
Yeah. You guys are good.
Okay, we're good. You sure?
Yeah. I don't know. This one's not working right now.
You want to share mics?
No. Here, go ahead. Here, go ahead.
Hello.
All right, you're good now.
All right, good. So yeah, we definitely. It's been good to get some good work in. Another Pro Bowl year.
Yes,
for you.
sir.
This is 5
5.
years. Man,
Not bad.
that's a
Besides my rookie year, I missed 2020. I'm still bothered about that.
yeah. You know, it's,
That's right. I did miss 7 games, but
yeah, injuries happen.
no. So like this is all. I've seen a couple guys who have played like 7 total games and still gotten like Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did play in 10, and I did lead all NFC tight ends in yards that year, and I still didn't get the Pro Bowl, even though I missed 7 games, which I get. And like guys, when you play, thank you, babe. Claire's here; she agrees. But like I've seen other guys who like they were out from like week 5 to week 15, and then they had like 2 good games at the end of the year, and like, yeah, Pro Bowler. It's like,
Yeah.
like, and then like, I'm just more of a, if they wouldn't have gotten it, I wouldn't have been, upset about that. But I would have liked that one back. But hey, it is what it is, man. I have nothing really to complain about.
Yeah, five is amazing and much more to get. What was that feeling like, this year? I know it's 5, so you kind of have become a little bit accustomed to it, and it's not fresh and new to you. But what was it like, receiving that honor this year?
What I love about the Pro Bowl, it's like it's hard to BS your way to like 1,000 yards. It's hard to BS your way to a Pro Bowl or All Pro. Like you have to play a lot. You have to put a lot of good stuff on tape. People have to respect the way that you play. And so like it means a lot to me every single time. I would like, yes, sir. Like the first time I made it in 2018, yes, I was like, this is the craziest thing of all time. But I like at this point, I don't want to say I expect it, but that is my goal every single year. Is like I'm going to play at a high enough level where that should be what happens. And so it's awesome. I absolutely love everything about it. When you have the respect of your peers, like that's all I really care about. Like if they respect what you do on the tape, at the end of the day, like the stats, all that stuff, it doesn't really matter. As long as people respect what you do and how you do it, that's a win.
100%. And you do that year in and year out, and it's been amazing to see. I've been there watching, your whole entire career, so it's been amazing.
It is weird, dude. We've been together for 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but he's been in the league 2 years longer than me, and I'm still older than he is. That doesn't make any sense in my brain.
I left my junior year, and he was a fifth-year senior. So
we're the same class. So what are you, 2012, right?
Yeah,
high school?
2012, high school.
Yes, we're the same high school class. And I'm 2 years older than him. How does that work? Man, science.
So we appreciate you coming here, but what would a typical, we have a 1:30 game. What would a typical Sunday after the game look like for you if you weren't here with me today?
I'm gonna head home,
okay,
and I'm either gonna I have hibachi or burgers. I'm a big hibachi guy. I absolutely love hibachi.
Are you a big foodie?
Yeah, I love. Yeah, man, I love
big
food.
Foodie?
Yeah, well, like I'm fortunate enough I hired a chef, and so my guy Tyler just does a fantastic job of, and it's kind of difficult. My family's kind of tough to cook for. Me and Claire are easy, and like I'll eat really anything except for mustard. That's like the only thing I can't stand.
You eat mustard?
I can't stand it. I don't know why. I just can't stand it. But besides that,
Your whole life you never liked mustard?
No. Put on a cheeseburger, I can't do it. But like I'm easy to cook for. And then my parents are vegan. And so like he does a great job. He has vegan dishes prepared, but at the same time like he'll serve me burgers and stuff like that. So he does a great job. But yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna turn the hot tub on and probably watch a little bit of the game that's rolling right now. But hot tub, I don't really need. I'm gonna watch the film just so I can see how my tight ends did. Besides that, just relax, get my feet up,
chill,
and start the recovery process.
No, that's great. How are you feeling about the playoffs?
Very excited.
Yeah, me too.
Levi's is fun to play in.
Yeah, everybody got to come through Levi's, so that was huge, and we kind of weren't expecting getting the number 1 seed to kind of go that way, but it did, and so everybody got to come through here, which is amazing, for us. How are you going to treat this bye week and preparing yourself for this playoff run?
I would just like. At this point in the season, if your body's not like really sore, you're not in pain, then you're not playing the game right, in my opinion. And so I'm going to take this week just to get my body as best shape, like cardio-wise, and then just like health-wise, just as much treatment as I possibly can, movement, try to stay in my best shape, but like just get as close to 100% healthy as I possibly can, because the crazy thing is like what a lot of people don't know is like when you play week in and week out, like every week your body takes like a little step backwards. And then you try to build it back up throughout the week, but then you have 3 games in 12 days or something like that. It's hard to rebuild that body up every single week. And so just having an extra week of whether it's great sleep, extra massages, yoga, whatever you're doing, it's just you have to take full advantage of that. And I'm like, I like the schedule that we have. So like guys kind of have time off, but at the same time we're required to be around the building. I mean, I think everyone is very excited about this opportunity that we have. And the cool thing is, too, like a lot of the vets that we have that are our best players, we're all here in 2019. And so, like, they get it. Like, they understand it. And most of our team has played in the playoffs, so they understand how difficult it is and how hard every single game is and how, hey, one snap can change your whole season. And so I think we are dialed in, but I'm looking forward to seeing how, as a team, we dial it in even more together.
Yeah, no.
I'm also excited to see you back.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back and help as much as I can too. I feel a huge sense of responsibility, to get back to, playing at a high level and helping us win games.
You always play at a high level. I'm not worried about that. 7 sacks in 9 games.
Yeah,
playoffs.
Playoffs, I'll be doing my thing.
Yeah, 7 sacks ain't bad, man.
Yeah, man, we gotta keep running that up for sure. Appreciate you. Do we have any fan questions?
Yeah.
Hit George with a couple and let him get out of here.
What we got?
Hot tub.
Who do you guys got for the national championship tomorrow?
Ooh, shout out 2 Big Ten teams, baby.
Yeah, that's Big
Let's
Ten
go
guy.
Big Ten. Yeah, Washington's now a Big Ten school. Who do I got? Yeah, Pac-12 does not exist anymore.
Nah, for this year we still.
No, it is disbanded. It does not exist. Let's see. Who do I got? Well, just because I like to argue with Ronnie Bell and Moody and Ambry, I'm going to pick Washington.
Yeah. I'm going. Ooh, that's tough for me to say. UW being an Oregon guy.
Yeah, you pick Michigan, man. I'll pick Washington.
Yeah.
Washington's
I'm gonna pick
offense.
Washington too because I want the Pac-12 to go out with a bang. I don't like what has happened in college football, and I think it's a travesty what has happened to the Pac-12.
It's a travesty.
And so I think go out with a bang. The last Pac-12 remnants was a national championship, even though it's UW. I mean, I never lost to UW, so I don't feel that kind of disdain for them.
That's fair. I respect that.
Even though we're a rivalry, so yeah,
Humble brag.
Huskies, get it done.
Humble brag.
Got another one. They say, do you prefer In-N-Out or Five Guys, George?
Wow. Thank you, honey. The Five Guys burger is one of my favorite meals. I love it. I do like In-N-Out, but
Five Guys is great too.
it's like how big the burger is.
Yeah.
You get that nice double patty.
And you kind of customize it.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to it. And low key, I will say Five Guys does have the best hot dogs. You guys ever get a hot dog from there?
I haven't had a hot dog from there.
Holy cow, dude!
The fries are
great.
Fries are killing the game.
You gotta do the hot dog, the San Jose style, which is mayonnaise, onions, peppers, and bacon. Oh, that bad boy gonna haunt.
That thing's fully loaded,
Dude. that's what I eat when we get back from road trips. If it's not a late, I order it right to my house and say right when I get there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think me and you both enjoy a good cheat meal.
Oh man, I don't get them very often, but when I do, I thoroughly enjoy it. I had Taco Bell the other night too.
Yeah.
When we got back from Washington.
I had Panda Express the other day.
Dude, I haven't had Panda in a minute. I got to get back on it. Oh.
All right, last question for George. We'll let him get out of here.
Have you guys ever been surprised at the faithful turnout at an away game?
Man, yeah, all the time. The biggest surprise for me was Coliseum Rams 2019.
That was crazy.
Was wild because their offense had to go silent count, and we're on the road, and I'm like, bro, this is wild. Because
that was also the Rams had beaten us 3 out of the last 4 times, and they were coming off they had lost
the Super Bowl the year before.
Yeah, so they were the hot team.
Yeah.
And we went in there, and it was oh wow, let's go Niners!
Literally so loud that Goff at the time had to go silent count. So that was I do still get surprised how well we travel.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
If we ever go to a place that we don't play that often, it's crazy. Every Niner fan in the vicinity is pulling up.
I'll say my rookie year we played at Houston, and that was Jimmy's second start, I think. We went to Chicago 1 and we went to Houston, and Houston wasn't very good and we weren't very good either. But half the stadium was Niners red, and it was I think they might have had to go on the silent too and on the run. I was this is I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
But that was it's crazy how well they travel every single, and especially if the home team that we're playing doesn't sell out, every ticket that's not sold is going to a Niners fan, and they're so good.
Has never ceased to amaze me. It's been amazing support, and we're gonna need it in the playoff run. We're gonna need you guys to be loud, and I know you guys will.
The loudest 3.5 hours of your guys' life.
You got to feel that energy.
Need it,
man.
The louder you guys cheer, the odds increase of Arik getting a sack.
That is factual.
I wouldn't lie to you guys.
That is factual.
Come on.
Appreciate you joining the show.
Oh, I got a question for you. How'd you like all your teammates doing your celebration in the locker room?
I
didn't get asked to do it, otherwise I would have loved to.
That was pretty dope. I thought it was hilarious.
It's great.
Purdy being the first one, he did it hella funny.
Yeah, you got Bosa did it.
And then I think Bosa probably did the best because he's seen he's usually right there when I do it, and he always celebrates with me after.
Oh no.
But yeah, I do put my head back. I don't know when I started doing that.
I have no idea either. I think it started it was a playoff game that you did it. Maybe when we were at Green Bay and you sacked Aaron Rodgers in the cold, you did that. And then you just done it since.
I don't know when I started putting my head back. And then so I got kind of two versions. So I got the hype one where I'm And I got kind of like a lazy one where I'm just like,
Like the Big Bear. I know. I've seen them all, man. I've seen
But
a lot
no,
of those.
that was a dope video. That was cool to see. And
We got a great team, man. Great teammates.
no, we do.
Golly.
And
Well, hey, thanks for having me on, man. It was a pleasure.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Let you get to that hot tub and get some food. Start healing up.
I'll get there shortly. Hey, and then congrats on Walter Payton, man.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm keeping voting for you.
All right. Woohoo.
Appreciate it. Sure, guys. Thank you.
They're never gonna run out, but we didn't have any time. We're like, they're Jeff.
Appreciate you, bro.
Who's up next, Eric? Javon?
Javon, and then Jordan Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the homie of mine. He's gonna hop on.
Whenever you want Hargrave on, just send him that link. I can send it back to you.
Okay, I'll see what he's. Are we paused right now?
I can mute like you.
All right. Good. What's up, everybody? So we're just transitioning guests. Let George get up out of here. Got Hargrave coming up, and then Jordan Schultz at some point as well. So just a little transition of guests. Might start answering some of you guys' questions. So, chillax, vibe out,
Jordan's
We're going to get Jordan first.
Yeah, he's
Mr. Armstead. How you doing, brother?
Good.
I'm great, man. I'm so glad to come on. I was so excited to do it. So thanks for having me.
Nah, I appreciate you.
Recording
Jordan,
in
man.
progress.
We'll have some fun, talk some ball. And we just wrapped up our game. George was just on the live, so he's getting up out of here, and you're our next guest. So appreciate you joining, man.
Oh, my pleasure, buddy. Congrats on the ones.
Yeah, appreciate you. It was, a huge goal of ours. We were able to get that done with the help of some other teams, which was surprising kind of how we got it done, but definitely is a good feeling. And, you look at the percentages of teams that won the Super Bowl, majority of them have got that one seed, so that was huge for us. And, we got some time to rest up, heal up. It was huge for me personally, getting some more time to rest up. I was gonna try to, if this was a must-win game today, try to do what I could to get out there. So having a little more time to get ready for the playoff game was huge for us. So also, I want to introduce you to everybody. This is Jordan Sos, homie of mine. Has been in the sports space now for years. He's been with ESPN. He's been with Sirius Radio. He's done podcasts, media. Now he's at Bleacher Report, NFL Insider. And, I feel like that job is like a kind of like a mysterious job to have. I think people was like, man, what is an insider? Like, what is the life of an insider? So can you tell us like how you got into sports and, have kind of grew throughout, this lane?
Yeah. So, my first love was basketball, and I wasn't good enough to play after college, but I did play 4 years in college. Did not have a great college career, but within that time, I was always so focused, Eric, on becoming some type of sports media figure. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what sport, but it's really the only thing I thought about and focused on. So throughout I was doing internships and jobs, and I was constantly trying to find a way to break in. Eventually, I started to have some success, but I was a utility player for the first 10 years, I would say, of my career. And I'm 37 now, almost 38. The first 10 years were basically doing this, and this, and just finding different ways to fit in. I was covering college basketball. I was covering the NBA, the NFL. I was doing sports betting on ESPN2, feature stories. I obviously had the podcast with CJ McCollum for 2 years, but
that was where I first saw you. Was the
right, the pod,
the pod with CJ.
And I loved it, and we got very close, and we had a relationship before, and it was a godsend for me. But what happened was, as I continued to progress, I realized that I wasn't progressing the way I thought I should. In other words, none of the producers, for example, when I was at ESPN, it felt like I do this show and this show, and I was doing really well, but none of the producers really knew where to put me. They looked at me like a utility player, and he can do this, he's a generalist. And I thought that was good because I was able to do different jobs. But I got really close with Max Kellerman. Our daughters became best friends at the same school, and I started to go on his shows, and I was doing First Take, and we got very friendly, and he would say to me, our producers don't really know what you are, and neither do I. And then I would say, I don't really know what I am either. And he said to me at one point, and I just appreciate this so much, he said, until you identify as one specific role, you're not going to achieve the type of success you want, because you're going to be put in all these different boxes. And when it comes to needing an expert or an insider, you're not going to be the guy. So you might get these one-offs, but you're not going to be consistent enough. And I think it's hard for other people to identify you, especially if you don't really know. So I thought really long and hard about that. And then I would say literally 2 years ago, 2 years almost to the day, I sat down with myself, and I just had an almost come to Jesus moment. And I thought, what's the one thing I can do if I'm going to pick one role? And I came to the realization that it was NFL Insider. It wasn't really any idea, or I should say, it wasn't really what I ever thought I would do. I always thought I was going to be in the NBA or college basketball. But I realized that those spaces were super crowded, and the NFL was much bigger. And it was the only, and this is with great respect to the NBA, the NFL is the only true 365 sport in America. It dominates the news. NBA free agency is a week, maybe 4 to 5 days. NFL free agency is a month. They have the Combine, the Senior Bowl. They own Sundays. Now they own Thursdays.
The draft is
Monday. The draft is the crown jewel.
Yeah.
And they've now done it over 3 days. It's a remarkable a beast of a league, and I wanted to be in on that. And most importantly, I wanted to represent the players. I wanted to report through the lens of the players. And I felt like if I could stay true to that mission, then I could differentiate myself because there's so many other people doing it. And I didn't have the decade-long relationships. I hadn't been in it long enough. So I had developed some relationships, but I realized that my niche and my differentiating factor was my ability to connect with the players and report through their lens.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I think it's much needed. We've been able to build a relationship, and I remember when I came back last year from injury, you were able to report that I was gonna be playing and kind of share that news. So yeah, it's I think that's definitely what is needed. In the space is those good relationships between the media and players, and we both have to go hand in hand. And it is the NFL is a big beast, like you said, and I think you coming in and entering the space, I think you've done an amazing job, and it's been fun to see you kind of progress in it as well too. And when I started the pod, I hit you up and let you know that I was starting, and you gave me a lot of feedback and some of your thoughts and some of your things that you felt like I should do before I took on this endeavor. So much appreciation to you. As you can see, we're trying to grow this thing and keep getting better and better. And I know you're trying to grow in your space as well too, man.
Let me ask you this, Arik. At what point in your mindset or your career did you think that you wanted to start becoming a podcaster? Like, did this start in college, or was this really like over the last 2 years?
Yeah, it was just last year, really. I felt like, I felt that the way I view football, the way I view, my teammates, the way I view the league, and the way I view, everything that has to do with my life in football, from a firsthand account, I felt like, my perspective, matters, and I felt that, I wanted to control the narrative more, and it was like when you get on the internet and it's just people talking about you and populated articles.
Noise.
Yeah, it's populated articles about you and everyone's narrative about you and what you do on the field and blah blah blah. Like everything is coming from everyone else, and I'm like, why can't I put out certain narratives or talk about things that are important to me, or talk about football in a way that I think people should really look at it from a different lens or a different perspective, or give a platform to my teammates that they can be more open and people can see them for their true personalities as well, just like people are getting a chance to see me for my personality, and humanizing us as players. And I think it's been a change around sports in general of guys entering the space and making it is what it is today. And I think it's very much needed. And also too, just stepping outside of my comfort zone and doing something that I hadn't done. And I think I'm growing as a person and in my skill sets and forms of communication and being able to express myself. And so it's been good for me, and it just all came about this last year.
If you don't mind me asking, what's been like? This is a selfish question because I go through this too. But what's been the hardest or the biggest challenge for you with the podcast? Because obviously, like you're gonna have guests and you're gonna be able to talk ball, but it's bigger than that. So what have you struggled with or found yourself saying, "This is what I need to keep getting better at"?
Yeah, I think early on, just talking in a room by yourself with the camera and no one else, that was a bit of a challenge, and like a little bit working through it and just trying to be more natural and not think so much, just kind of flow, and you know, with my how I, speak to people and how I approach it. So I think I got a lot better at that, and then also implementing, um, having guests on. I think was amazing because it opened up a
Yeah.
whole new side of the show and my personality too. I think people got to see me more interact rather than just talking one on one, which I enjoy as well too, and I think people enjoy to hear my perspective. But I would say that was a challenge early on, and then I would say the challenge for anything is just being consistent, and whether you want to, or not, whether I'm tired and we didn't win, and it's like, I don't know if nobody wants to hear from me. Uh,
Yeah.
but what can I give the people in this moment? Like, how can I shift people's perspective, or how can I shine a light on some positive things to, corral people to be more positive about a situation, even though we may have lost or things might,
Hmm.
have not been going our way. Like, how do I handle that? And so those things, have been adversity, I guess, and challenges that I think I've gotten better, over throughout the season. It's only been
Yeah.
17, 18 weeks. So
Yeah. I think the hardest, how would I say this? For any NFL player, unless you're a quarterback, it is that helmet is like it's like a filter blocking reality. You
hmm
know, fans love football, right? But they don't necessarily see what's under the helmet. And unless it's, for example, when I remember I went to the Super Bowl last year and I was covering it and I was there all week. And on Radio Row, every day there's got to be 30 or 40 players, current players, walking through. And with the exception of just a few guys, the fans don't even know who they are. And I got to be honest, there were a couple guys, even notable players, that I wasn't sure. I think that's him. If that was the NBA, that wouldn't happen, or Major League Baseball. But that helmet, it almost acts as like a shield. And I think it's really important for players, especially someone of your magnitude, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, all these wonderful things you're doing off the field. It's so important to express yourself beyond just the ball because it's like I understand that football has been a big part of your life ever since you can remember, but there's so much more to you and
hmm
so much more to players than just the ball.
hmm
So I think it's so important, and I really commend you for doing it and making yourself vulnerable. It's not easy to especially when you're by yourself. Not easy to talk into a microphone and talk to a camera.
No, 100%. And I agree with you. I think humanizing yourself and humanizing um, players and athletes in general is great for the sport. It's great for everything, for people to see us on a deeper level, and I think it creates more genuine fans too. Like, people feel invested. People feel like, oh, I really like know this guy. He's a tremendous football player, but I kind of know him on a different level. And I think that's very important. I agree with you. Like, the helmet thing is huge. Football in general, other sports, um, you know, other athletes get more face time, and you kind of see the person in that type of um, element. Like, anyone can kind of imagine themselves putting like a jersey on, but
Yeah.
no one like has put on a helmet and shoulder
No,
pads and cleats and all this stuff
ads,
like
all
pads
the
and all
stuff
that.
you
It's
got
like
to do.
people don't they've never done that before. Like, what I'm
I,
saying?
I,
You can't really uh like
you don't, how can you empathize with someone if you haven't gone through any of those experiences?
yeah, and I think it's a little more, relatable. Like, I think like in other sports, fans kind of can like, resonate with them a little more. Whereas like football, it's like the other perspective where it's just like, man, these guys are really like warriors and just like gladiators out there. It's
Yeah.
like I could never do that, but showing them, we're human just like you, I think is amazing for the sport.
Yeah, the last thing I would say is that I think it's easy for fans to think, okay, this guy's got $1 million, his bank account, and 7 figures, and whatever. He has a shitty day, and he's got to go home, but he'll be fine. But professional athletes are going through the same exact problems that I am and that everyone else is. The 9 to 5. Anyone that says a professional athlete is just, that I should say, people look at professional athletes sometimes as robotic, and anyone that does that, I would just ask them to understand that these professional athletes, football players, any other sport, they're experiencing the same issues that you and I are. And it's super important for you to continue to push the message of this is who I am outside of football. I just, again, I really commend you for it. One of the, I know this because I was guilty of this. I always felt would put professional athletes on a pedestal. And growing up, loved football so much. And I would go to games and watch games. And I never thought until I got older, never thought this person, they might have had a good or bad game, but there's something going on at home, maybe something with their family or a personal issue. It's amazing to me how you as an athlete are able to compartmentalize all these different things and then go perform on a mega stage. And I just hope fans can understand that it's so much more than just the football, and that stuff is happening every day that can impact the football. That's why I said the helmet is so tough.
Yeah, no,
It's so important to come out.
I 100% agree with you, and I think, from our perspective, it's like, we go through everyday real issues and problems just like any other person, and we are blessed to have an amazing job.
Of course,
Have an amazing job, be able to
provide
for our families and make great money, and that's a huge blessing. But I don't feel any better than any other person, walking around just because I play football. I think, like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all have the same emotions, want the same things out of life, really, to be happy, healthy, safe.
And football,
live in a community. So,
right, and as you know, like, football is, if you play 10 years, for example, and you were drafted in 2015, right? So you're getting close.
Yeah,
that's an incredible blessing. But you retire, say you're 33, 34, 35, you still have a whole life ahead of you. And the football becomes, I think, you become more and more detached from it. And it's so important to establish these passions now and work on them. That's another thing, buddy. Like, bro, it's like it's one thing to say I want a podcast and I like doing this, but to actually put yourself out there and start creating content, this is going to serve you so well. And it's just also like conversations and being able to talk to different people from different backgrounds. It's so important,
No, I 100% agree, and it's really changed. I think a lot of people's perspective of me, like when I go out.
What do they say?
When I go out and about now, it's like it's kind of changed. Like before, I started doing like content, like TikTok and different stuff like that, and with the podcast. Before I started doing the podcast, like people only knew me kind of like for football, or like some people might call me other people, like, oh, that's like,
they think
people
you're
really don't know us. Like I'll get called DeForest Buckner all the time. I'll get called Solomon Thomas all the time, like back in the day. But now that I'm kind of out there and people see my face, like, I don't really get mistaken anymore as much. And then also too, like, people will say like, hey, they don't bring up like, oh, I saw you get a sack. Like they'll bring up like, oh, I saw you I saw that video you made, or I saw, the podcast where you were talking about
yeah,
where you were
right.
talking to Trent Williams about,
Trent Williams, yeah, that was good.
his, beating cancer, and like, so they'll bring up different stuff. It's not just like, oh yeah, like, man, amazing game, like, like, so that's been pretty cool too. But I want to shift gears real quick before I let you
Yeah.
go. I want to talk NFL playoff picture. Um, how you're feeling right now, big surprises or what you're going to be looking for with these playoff matchups, and kind of your thoughts on that.
Okay, so the first thing that jumps out to me is Jordan Love just did something that Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre didn't, which is making the playoffs in his first year as a starter in Green Bay. So you're talking about two of the greatest quarterbacks ever, first ballot Hall of Famers, and Jordan Love in his first year as a starter makes the playoffs. Now, I don't know how far Green Bay is going to go, but I think it's a really cool story. And this was someone that, the Packers didn't give a long-term deal to, and this was a prove-it year, and he really balled out, especially the second half of the season. So I give him a lot of credit, and I'm fascinated by Green Bay because today, they beat Chicago, and now they're in the playoffs, and it just feels like a good story. Detroit's another one, first division title in 30 years. Talking about like Barry Sanders, and it's a great story. Detroit has been snake bitten so many times, and I really appreciate the job that Motor City Dan Campbell has done. When he got hired, I was skeptical, 100%. I didn't know if it was a good hire or bad hire, but I felt like, this is someone with no head coaching experience, and I was skeptical. And he's proven everyone wrong, especially me. And I give him so much credit. I think the AFC, dude, like, I don't understand why people are still discounting Baltimore. I mean, you guys saw them. How good is that team? That's Super Bowl caliber team, is it not, on both sides?
I think so. I think they're a great team. You feel like people are not really like believing in them?
I just still think there's a stigma. Lamar, he's had a good year. He's not really MVP. He hasn't proven the playoffs. The defense didn't close out games in the middle of the season. I don't want. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I feel like not enough people are giving Baltimore credit for the type of season they've had. I love their young safety, Kyle Hamilton. I think he's a superstar.
Yeah, no, he's
and
great.
He looks
he's
like
a great
the next
player.
great. Yeah, Ravens defender, him and Roquan.
Cleveland is a scary team in the AFC though.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
So you trust Flacco?
I just think they're a scary team just with that defense and their ability to run the ball. I think they can make it a close game. And in playoff football, that's what you need. You need defense and running the ball.
I can't. I mean, Flacco's going to be in the running for comeback player of the year, and I don't understand how. Can you explain to me what he's doing and how he's doing it? I mean, the guy hasn't played football in a year.
I don't
He's
know.
almost 40.
I've been watching from afar, but it's a crazy story. There's a lot of great stories around the league. I think another thing I'm looking at is Coach of the Year. I think is going to be.
Okay, so you got let's go through it.
You got D'Amico,
Stefanski in Cleveland, absolutely.
Stefanski, Campbell, D'Amico. I think
D'Amico
should be in the conversation. I mean,
Harbaugh
or Kyle too. I mean,
Kyle's up there. Steichen. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, so that probably buzzed, lost a little bit of its luster. I think, to me, Campbell, D'Amico, Campbell, and Stefanski, like those three, man. I mean, D'Amico takes a Houston team that hasn't really been relevant in the last decade with a rookie quarterback. They have a ton of injuries, and they have a really good young defense, and they're in the playoffs. It's an incredible story. Stroud's the truth. He is the truth.
First year, Stefanski's been in Cleveland for a little while, right?
Yeah. And can I ask
D'Amico
you?
did this in his first year.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Obviously, given your relationship with D'Amico, is there any surprise at what he's been able to do?
I don't think so. I think, obviously you need need some players to play good as well too. And I don't know if people necessarily expected C.J. Stroud to be as good as he is, but he's been phenomenal. But from a coaching perspective, I think everyone knew what D'Amico was capable of, and he's an amazing leader, great defensive mind and coach, and he's going to have his guys ready to play.
Yeah. What do you think of Will Anderson? What do you like about him?
Will Anderson is a good player. I think early in the season, um, he wasn't necessarily having like the sack numbers,
Yeah.
but from what he was doing in the run game is what I saw on tape, because we have the same defense as them.
Yeah.
And so when we have crossover film, we'll of course watch Houston, and he wasn't necessarily having the sack numbers early on. I think he got those sacks.
He did.
Started getting a lot of sacks later in the season. But what I was impressed by was his run game, his setting the edge, playing physical, and playing with great effort. And I think that and then he started getting some sacks. I don't know. I know they were saying Jalen Carter early in the year for defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But
Second half was Anderson.
yeah,
And Carter.
second half was Anderson. So I don't know. I think he had a tremendous rookie season.
Okay, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
Let's put Nick Bosa aside for a second.
Okay.
Myles Garrett or T.J. Watt? Who are you taking?
Myles Garrett or TJ?
Obviously, there's no right or wrong answer.
I mean, TJ's just gonna get you consistent. I mean,
19 sacks.
he's gonna get you crazy. He's gonna sack the quarterback regardless. And Myles is too. Myles is a walking 10 sacks just getting out the bed.
Myles is the freakiest probably.
I will say. I'll take Myles just from our scheme. He's a defensive end.
Yeah.
With his hand in the ground, and no knock to 3-4 outside linebackers, but just a little bit different. So if I had to, I would take Myles, but TJ, man, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. I wonder who gets the.
I love that you mentioned with Will Anderson the run game and the pass game. It feels like that's something that young pass rushers probably struggle with, right? Like
no, in this league, you got to be a complete football player. If you can sack the quarterback, great, but what can you hang your hat on? Like if you can sack the quarterback, but first, second down, you're getting pushed back and you can't set an edge, and it's like, all right, you're not going to be on the field as much. It might be on third down, but if you want to be that type of player, the best of the best, you have to be able to be an every down player. And, guys who haven't been able to prove that and show that, as soon as the sack production, is not there, it's like, all right, what are you bringing? And you have to stop the run in order to sack the quarterback. So that's where it starts from the jump. So, you can go out there and get some sacks, but if you're also not setting the edge, getting knocked back, and the team got 150 yards, 200 yards rushing, and they're just running straight at you, then that's not helping your team win football games. And so I think it's very important to be a complete football player.
How much is that competitiveness and conditioning? Like what? So conditioning and mindset. What's the balance between being able to be a 3-down guy?
It's definitely want to mindset. I think majority of people have the ability, but you gotta want to do that. You gotta see the value in it. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, like my mindset. Like I could have, 2 sacks in the game. Yeah, I'll be happy. But if I was getting pancaked and dumped in the ground and all that stuff, like I'm not gonna feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You said on this show that sacks are not exactly the most important thing.
Yeah, for sure. They're great. They're a huge stat. Like, but you talk about Nick. Nick is a complete defensive end. Like, watch what he does in the run game. Watch the effort he plays with, and he's going to go sack the quarterback, regardless of how many people they're trying to chip him and block him with, and all these crazy protections. He's still going to find a way to be productive. He's going to pressure the quarterback at an all-time rate, but he's also going to play the run. He's going to play physical, and that's what a complete football player is, and I think that's what young players should strive to be.
Well said, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate you though, man. Yeah, we got some questions
Great.
from the chat. You wanna answer a few before you get out of here?
Great. Do it. 100%.
All right.
Who's his favorite team to cover?
Who's your favorite team to cover?
That's a great one. I don't know if there's one, but the big market teams are really fun. Dallas, Philly, Niners, Giants. I'd say those four are probably the ones that just get the most juice, you know? Like, I love covering the smaller market teams, but from a national perspective, those are the ones that move the needle. So I'd say those four. Maybe I'm forgetting one. Those are the four that come to mind: Dallas, San Francisco, Philadelphia, and the Giants.
Okay, cool. Next one is, how does he evaluate each team in the upcoming playoffs?
How are you evaluating? How's he evaluate team?
Yeah, how does he evaluate teams going to the playoffs?
Yeah, so how are you evaluating the teams coming into the playoffs? Like, where are you kind of ranking the teams right now?
Baltimore is what they've done this season to me in the number one seed. They have to be the favorite. I'm Buffalo. If Buffalo's right, that's a scary team for me. You know, they have everything. Like, if Buffalo's really locked in because of Josh Allen, super scary. And I've been criticized for saying this over the last few weeks because they haven't had a great season on paper. I understand that, but I never count Mahomes out. Kansas City, I still can't count them out. In the NFC, I have been really pro Dallas this whole year. I know that you don't like them, but I love Dak Prescott. I think he deserves to get paid. He is going to become, I'm told, the highest paid, 55 to 60 million. So he's going to get his money. The year that he's had is pretty special, but it's hard for me to not look at the Niners. I mean, you guys have everything. I'd say a top 3 head coach at worst.
Who's coming out of the NFC, man?
I'll just be super blunt and give you San Francisco, Baltimore.
Okay.
Big chalk.
That seems to. It's a lot of football left to be played, but
maybe in the AFC, maybe a little sneaky Kansas City because nobody's picking them.
I would never sleep on Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
I can't. The track record. I can't.
I mean, yeah, you look at these past 5 years, like you can never sleep on them, and I feel like for them, playoffs football is they've played in a lot of meaningful football games, and they know how to win those. So I would never sleep on them as well either. But yeah, it's going to be interesting playoff picture for sure.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? Any
Yeah.
more good ones?
This one's pretty good. How is it like dealing with media trolls when they respond to your comments with weird hate?
For Jordan?
Yeah.
How's it like dealing with media trolls when they be crazy in the comments?
Oh, like the other media or the just like fans?
Whoever's trolling you or
I think the trolls. I've learned that they're never going to go away. Mm-hmm. And someone I really trust told me this weekend, if you're not making people upset, then you're probably not doing your job. The fans are a big part of that. Like, in other words, if you're not pissing fans off, you're probably not doing enough because you're never going to make everyone happy. Mm-hmm. And the trolls to me are a part of it. I definitely don't take it personally. Sometimes I'll respond with like a positive message or a neutral message, but I don't really. It doesn't bother me. So I feel like it's just always going to be there.
Yeah, it's just the nature
of society.
You have to deal with it way more.
Just the nature of society and now, and people can say whatever with no repercussions. So
You know
it's
what I
just,
call it? Keyboard or iPhone courage. It's like
bro,
you have.
people be killing me. This other be killing me is like the other day I posted something and somebody was like, "Oh, he's probably." I made a TikTok. I mean, I made a In and Out video like this is like
I saw
this is
that.
like 7 months ago,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
it went viral. Everybody saw it. So someone said like, "Oh, he's not playing. He's probably making an In and Out video." I'm like, bro, just because that was the one time you saw me 7 months ago on
Yeah,
your timeline,
yeah.
like,
But I think most people would think that you recorded that like last week.
yeah, like, bro, all that stuff is so old, like, and
Yeah.
it really doesn't take, yeah, it doesn't take much time to do, those
Did
type of,
someone help you edit it?
yeah. I have
Yeah, so you don't
people
even
help
have
me
to.
edit it and stuff, so
That's what takes
it
time.
doesn't take time. That took me 20 minutes
Yeah.
to do, but yeah, those type of things are funny. And then also people like the grammar police are just
Yeah, they're ruthless.
the grammar police just be killing me. Like, so
Give me an
that was,
example of like bad grammar that you had or something.
but just like people who get in arguments, like it don't even necessarily be me. Like, I'll see people comment on other people's stuff like, oh, the word it's they are not there.
Oh, not there. Yeah.
Or like stuff like that. But the grammar police be killing me. It's like, that's not, like, you could have been a little more clever.
That's
You could have been a little
yeah.
more clever than that.
Yeah.
I feel like, but social media is funny. I'll be dying
I'm
laughing.
just for me like being on Twitter or X or whatever you call it, like I'm going so fast, and so if I make an error, which does happen grammatically,
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't even edit it. I'll just leave it because it's to me I don't like the image of the edit on a tweet. It looks weird to me. It doesn't look clean.
Yeah.
So and information is so quick. So
Yeah.
but the grammar police, bro. If someone's commenting on your grammar or on your video, then they watched it and it affected them, so for better or worse. So that's good.
Yeah, it's all funny though, but yeah, I definitely appreciate. I know it's late for you.
It's
Definitely,
okay. I appreciate you having me, man. It's my
definitely
pleasure.
appreciate you getting on. We'll definitely have to do a longer sit down.
Maybe in person.
Yeah, in person. For the pod. So we'll get that. We'll plan that out this off season, man.
Bro, I'm with it, man. I'm so excited for you. Congrats on the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
That's a
that.
big deal, and got a lot of love for you, and appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, later. Yeah, great. Graves. All right, Graves getting on.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
What's up, dog?
Back at the crib.
Heck yeah.
Icy. Ooh.
Come on, man.
When you when you cop that one after your second or third deal.
Second deal
Okay.
after my first Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Just had it. That was my gift to myself. It was my birthday too, so.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna jump straight into it, man. Another Pro Bowl year. How you
Sure.
How you feeling?
For sure. Blessed, man. It's just. I mean, I kind of, felt like last year I really deserved it. Wasn't really expecting it this year, but happy that I got it, and just blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, nah, when I hit you up and congratulated you, I felt like it was I definitely think you're well more than deserving this year, but last year you definitely got snubbed, and I felt like last year you really stamped yourself as one of the elite, and that carried over. You know what I'm saying? People see you as that type of player, that dominant guy in the league, and I think it definitely that's why you got the respect, as well too. So I think that you getting snubbed last year definitely um, people still have the ultimate respect for you, and so what you did with this season, you had to get that honor. So I know it's a good feeling, and we've been having just finished up the last week of the season. It's kind of been a weird week for us, with the number one seed, and you went out there and played, some today, but we're kind of in a weird like game doesn't help or hurt us, and so talk about a little bit that like how are you feeling today, and kind of what was your mindset out there versus the Rams.
I mean, I was trying to, you gotta get yourself going. I mean, because I feel like I've been in a spot like this back early in my career. I think like my rookie year in Pittsburgh, I
Mm-hmm.
already clinched the bye. Like, and kind of it was like that weird feeling too. Like we had to play, but it didn't really kind of mean nothing in the standings. And I just remember learning then, like you better be ready because you will look real bad out there if you don't really go out there with the mindset because it's the NFL. So
Mm-hmm.
hey, you'll get embarrassed if
It's
you're
the
not.
league.
Yeah, it's the league. Like so, I think that's all I was. My focus was just trying to work on the little things. Didn't really know how much I was gonna play today.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was ready to go. I mean, you just once you out there, it's just like, come on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
come on.
Once you get going, it's like, all right, I'm
Especially
not.
you ain't do nothing a
Yeah.
little bit. So I was out there like, all right, let me go strike somebody.
Since
Like
I'm out here, I gotta make something shake.
I gotta do something just to feel good on this
Yeah.
off week.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just happy. Just it's hunting season, man.
Yeah.
This all when I first got here, this all everybody been talking about. It's just getting the number one seed and being able to get the bye and
Mm-hmm.
just being ready for that first playoff game. I'm just excited,
Yeah.
just moving forward.
I'm excited too. Excited to get back out there with y'all soon, man. It's been a little bit of a long time coming, and you
But
know.
hey man, like you say, hey man, this where you make your name too. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, you
Mm-hmm.
coming back at the right time.
Nah,
So it's just
it's
this the perfect timing. It's
definitely
perfect time.
definitely perfect timing. God always got a plan and work in mysterious ways. Definitely perfect timing. I feel that sense of responsibility. You know, having I'm sure you feel that way too. You know what I'm saying? You guys went to the Super Bowl last year, and like um, when you feel like your play is so vital to like whether we're all successful or not, like just that
Yeah,
responsibility that you feel to be your best, like in these moments and in this time of year.
yeah. It's just like it's like I think like how we talk about the D line is just not being the weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
Just really take the heart, like you said. We trying to all reach this one goal, so you just got to have your best game. You can't, you just don't want to, like even last year in the Super Bowl, just I regretted a lot of things, like just not being totally prepared for that game, and just
Mm-hmm.
coming into this year, I just want to be locked in and focus on trying to get back and winning it this year.
Mm-hmm. How you gonna handle this next week, the bye week? Kind of what's gonna be your mindset with that?
I
Trying to
mean,
prepare.
we got practice, so I'm gonna
They
do
say bye week,
everything.
but this ain't no regular bye week.
Yeah, like put that out there. We got practice. So for me, I'm just on the days we do have like shorter days or off days. I'm just trying to get my treatment, stay in my routine, stay in my workouts. Because really, it's 3 more games. You just gotta play your best football. It's gotta be the time you clicking in these 3 games. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just really trying to have my body feeling great going into the first game and the rest of these games. So
Yeah.
that's really my goal.
Nah, for sure. Me too. That's how I'm gonna treat this week. Really getting back right, getting back out there, doing everything I can to be feeling the best as possible. When we take that field, you're new to the Bay Area. Uh, you know, got you've already got a lot of fans out here, but going to continue to grow more and more fans out here. How you like the Bay Area? How you like living out here? What are some things you like to do out here?
One first part, I love the weather. Even though it's kind of chilly today, I
Yeah,
love the weather. I love waking up and seeing the sun a lot because, coming from Philly and Pittsburgh, it was very cloudy a lot of days and a lot of
hmm
snow where I'm from. So just being out here and getting to feel that weather every day. Don't have to start my car up. I'm wearing shorts in November and December. So like that's the number one thing. And even here, it's just it's just a little vibe, man. For me, it's just more so. I feel like I love the football. Well, I love football here. Just the culture of being around y'all, just just winning, just winning. That's been a big part of me
yeah.
enjoying the day. So
Winning cures a lot. Winning cures a
winning
lot.
definitely make your days go by smoother. So like it's been great. It's been great. It's been a great transition. Like I say, like I never been into a spot where I can wear shorts in November and December and not having to start my car up early in the mornings to make sure it's heated up and stuff. So that's
hmm
been like my best part about the Bay Area.
Yeah. Nah, I'm from around here, close by
You
here.
used to it. You
I'm you.
used
Oh
to
yeah, I'm used to it. I
it.
take it for granted sometimes for sure, cause my wife's from Buffalo. I was there for like a month. I was like, bruh,
That's what,
you gotta get the little scraper for the window.
that's what I'm
You gotta
saying, man.
you gotta wake
You
up. You gotta warm your car for like 20 minutes before you even leave. I'm like, bruh, this ain't
Man, I
it.
used to go out there. I used to have my shovel thing. I used to have the greatest shovel, like, 'cause I had to shovel my driveway.
hmm
Like it was like I'm telling you, it was so scary. Just like learning how to drive in the snow. Like you got a two-handed, and if you slip, you gotta know how to bring the wheel back or let it go. Like man, that's like some of the worst feelings ever. Is like driving in that snow or driving on that ice. So. Just even today, it's just so funny. Everybody like it's so cold, but it's really not even that cold today. It's just it's
Yeah,
just cold for here.
yeah.
But
Nah,
yeah,
people in California, bro, it start raining, get a little cold. They start acting like, bro, we don't know what to do. Like, oh my
that's what I
gosh, like
said. Like y'all, they don't know how blessed they are for real. 'Cause
people don't know how to drive. As soon as it rain, it be accidents and stuff. I'm talking about people on the East Coast driving in the snow. Good.
yes,
Like as soon as it
yes,
rain
yes.
a little
Like they
bit
don't
out
even
here.
they don't they. It's normal. It's normal. It's normal down there. Like ain't nothing stopping when it snows. Like
Yeah.
it's like a regular day. Like I literally used to wake up and look out there and my tires, the snow came up all the way to my tires, and I was thinking like, how am I gonna make it to work today? So like, man, bro, I'm blessed.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
just say I'm blessed.
we definitely blessed. I you're joining the show today, but what would you typically be doing? 1 o'clock, 1:30 game. What do you typically do after the games?
I kick it. Probably go get some food with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Drink a little glass of wine. Just
You
chill
you
and
a wine connoisseur, or you just new to the game?
now I'm a wine connoisseur, but I'm still learning my wines.
Yeah,
I like to drink a little red wine just to, catch a vibe, be in the house,
yeah,
chilling. I don't do too much. Usually well, I don't know, it's different this year because usually when you got a 1 o'clock game, you can see the 4 o'clock games, but being on the
yeah,
West Coast, it's just the night game after your 1 o'clock game, you just
yeah.
got the night game. So,
Mm-hmm.
but really that's me though. That's like, I don't do too much. I just really, you just find some good food. Like I say, give me a glass of wine and just relax and just chill, just just catch a little vibe.
After you get this ring, you gotta head. You gotta go up to Napa, man. Chill up there for
We
a
get
little.
this ring. I'm doing everything. I'm be going on a little world tour. We get
Yeah,
this ring. Yeah, I'm trying to
you
do it all. So
you gonna be
yeah,
outside.
Napa definitely gonna be one of the top places though, because I
Yeah,
heard so much about that. So
yeah. I've been there. I've been there. I don't drink, but I've been there a few times, and it's amazing. The food is great, so that's why I love it. It's calm. It's peaceful. They got nice resorts, nice Nice place
I
to
thought it
kick it.
was. I thought the whole time, when you're on the East Coast, everybody on the East Coast think Napa is like one big little thing. I ain't know it was like a whole town. Like
Yeah,
I thought it
well,
was just
yeah.
one wine
Well, you,
spot. Like
nah, you got Napa County, which is like multiple cities in the county, and then you got Napa as a city, and so like you could pick and choose. I like Yountville. That's like my favorite little town to like go kick it in. But
that's
it's
why I
like
say that's why everybody laugh. You can tell when you're not from here because I promise you, everybody on the East Coast think it's just like a big factory or the wine spot
they
you
just
go to. Like everybody look at me crazy when I say that though. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, so it's like different ones you gotta pick.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of dope though. I'm
Yeah,
excited to go down there and try the
yeah,
food.
definitely gotta go check it out. So I'm gonna let you get going, but I got a few we got a few questions from the chat
You
that
guys ain't got nothing right now.
we don't got no questions right now.
I haven't really asked, but let me ask you.
We got some questions from the chat for
What's
you
the
real quick.
biggest difference in team culture coming from Philly to SF?
Oh, I don't know. He might want to stay away from this one. What's the biggest difference in team culture from Philly to here?
Uh, I hate to say, it's just like uh it's kind of the same. It's kind of similar because I think we all was very close. Like even in Philly, it's very close. Like everybody was pretty tight. But I can say it's like extremely harder, like practices, like even like
Here?
it's more
Yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
very more demanding.
Yeah, we
I think it's like I think it's like more so like how people call like the Golden State culture and the Miami Heat.
yeah,
Over here is the Miami Heat. Over there is the Golden State because it's
yeah,
more chill, more relaxed.
yeah,
You chilling. Over here, nah, it's work.
yeah.
It's like every day you about to get it. Like Cal. I feel like Cal is like the Pat Riley. Like it's just like you know what you're getting over here. Like everybody
Yeah.
can't make it over here for sure.
Hey man, I can I'll be I can honestly say he has calmed down throughout the years too. Because when he first got here, we were establishing that culture like before we had like our guys like our vets, bruh. It was even way harder. Training
I
camp,
believe it.
OTAs was training camp, boy.
Yeah, because when I first got here, I was looking at this kind of crazy, like some of the stuff we was doing. Like I can't believe y'all doing all this right now.
And then
But
our schemes too. They're up them like they fly off the ball, we fly off the ball. It just create woo,
man,
yeah,
a war
it create a war out there
every day. So like, yeah, you don't understand until you really in it though.
for
Like,
sure.
yeah, it's definitely a little different from that standpoint.
Yeah, we got a couple, two more questions for Grave.
Favorite away locker room slash facilities for both of you guys?
Favorite away locker room slash facility. Um, I'll answer stadium. Um, uh, I like I like the Vikings stadium. Like I think it's just dope how it looks, like futuristic. They got that big glass, like you can see the city. I just like their stadium. I think their stadium is one of the best stadiums. What about you, Grave? You any other
Las Vegas, man.
Las
I ain't never
Vegas?
and like that. You walk out, you got sections on the field. Like
Yeah,
I see bottle service going on out there.
you was
That's just
vibing with
like
that.
it's different. It's just
Yeah,
different. I just think it's the really 2024 type of atmosphere. Like it's
yeah,
like a vibe. It's just like so modern to
yeah,
me. So yeah, that's probably the best one I understand. Or you like you say, it's a live band going on up there.
yeah.
It's a
Nah,
concert
they
going on.
really put on the show, and Vegas is all about the show. So like
That's what I
I
said.
went to a hockey game in Vegas, and it was lit. Like it was crazy. So they definitely put on a show whenever you in Vegas. That's why we gotta get back there.
Yeah, I forgot it is in Vegas. Yeah, I know the Super Bowl is gonna be crazy. Oh yeah, Usher performing. Yeah, Vegas is definitely. I think even their practice facility is crazy.
Yeah,
So
nah, their practice facility was dope.
yeah, like I never seen nothing like that. Like yeah, they by far got the best one for me.
Yeah. One more for Grave from the chat.
Yo, what is scarier, Debo running at you with
They said, what's scarier, Debo running at you with the ball or Trent running at you to try to block you? Uh, I mean, I'm sure that's scary for other teams, but Trent don't be trying to kill nobody too crazy in practice, and then we can't tackle Debo, so ain't nobody like too worried about that. Like we not gonna hit Debo if we could anyway. So I would say Trent. I mean, practice definitely be hell going against Trent though. So and Grave plays on his side more. So how is it
Well,
practicing against Trent?
mine was actually I played against both, so
Oh yeah, he
and,
did. I haven't
and
played
I hate
against
to
him.
say it, I caught Debo at 21, so I love Debo, but man, I'm a 300 pounder, so it's a little different running head up with me than the DBs. And Trent more so because he a Hall of Famer. Oh man, hold on. He a Hall of Famer. Like so dang, did my thing mess up?
Nah, you good.
Oh, I'm screen blacked out. But he a Hall of Famer and he got little tricks to his little thing. So definitely you gotta be on point when you're going against Trent in anything. So I pick Trent too.
All right. Yeah, nah, I haven't played against him in a game, just practice. But yeah, I don't think too many people want to play against Trent. It's just gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a very long day for.
He got some tricks. He definitely got some
It's
tricks
gonna
to
be
him.
a long day for whoever over
Got
there.
some tricks.
But man, I'll let you get out of here. I know you probably gonna get something to eat, chill with your people. So um, appreciate you joining the show, bro. I know everybody enjoyed it. Um, I'll see you tomorrow at the facility. We about to get
Hey man, let's get it. Let's
about
get
to get
it. Time
to it.
for this run, boy.
You already know.
Let's get
Appreciate you,
it.
bro.
All right.
Always.
Appreciate you, bro.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Do you want to take some final questions?
Yeah, let's take a few more questions and then we can.
We got a few more questions. All right. Why are you always at your best during the playoffs?
Why am I always at my best during the playoffs? That's a good question. Man, just playoff football is just different. Everything is on the line. It's do or dies. Win or go home. And so, um, I would say, I'm the same player. Just my mindset in terms of putting so much responsibility on me to be a reason why we win games and why, hopefully one day we're gonna lift up that Super Bowl trophy. Like, I just love that, and also too, like, I am have so much time to prepare for my opponent and just really lock into the film and break down who I'm going against and come up with a game plan and then go out there and try to execute it. And um, yeah, it's just it's just a special time of football that is so precious and you can't get these opportunities back. And so um, yeah, that's just my mindset and approach. I don't know why it necessarily goes so well, but I just really lock in and get to it and put a lot on my shoulders to play good and help us win. And I've been fortunate enough to do that. And we got another big playoff run coming up.
Um, how do you balance your in and out orders, helping the community, giving financial advice, and being an athlete?
How do I balance in and out orders, giving financial advice, community efforts, playing football? Um, um, a lot of
Being a father and a wife. I mean, a husband. Sorry.
yeah, a lot of support really. Um, definitely couldn't do anything. My kids are so important to me, and so couldn't do anything. I wouldn't even have my kids without my wife, and Also, her support too when I'm taking on a lot of endeavors and um, things that um, I feel like I have a lot to give to society and to a lot to offer and be a blessing and entertain people and I feel like I have a lot that God has blessed me with and so uh, doing those things when they come to my mind like oh man I think this would be cool I think this will inspire people I think this would be educational or my football career like I need to do certain things to be successful having that support system is the only way that it really is possible and yeah just leading with your heart leading with your mind as well too that's how a lot of stuff just comes up it's like I have an idea and I just decide to kind of do it and see how it goes.
Cool. How does it feel to be the longest tenured Niner in the locker room? And how important would it be to win a ring throughout the many years of trials and tribulations that have been in your way?
How long does it feel to be the longest tenured Niner, and how great would it feel to win a ring for all the trials and tribulations? Man, I think first off, it feels great to be here and be here for this long. It's pretty rare in the NFL, and so and it's really a true blessing to not have to learn a new place, but also be able to grow roots here and build long-term relationships. And also, I think it's a blessing to be at a place and help build it, and help get it and turn it around and be a positive thing. I think it's was tough, but having losing seasons early on in my career, having 2 win seasons and all this adversity, it makes me appreciate, these good times a lot more. And I value them. I appreciate them. It wasn't like we came in and I had instant success in my career and the team had instant success. Like, no, it was a grind. It was a journey individually to become the type of player that I've become, and also as a team to become an organization that we have become, in this era. Niners, of course, have had success in the past, but we had to build that back up and establish a culture. And so being a foundational piece for that and being able to go through those downtimes and those moments, I appreciate and make you who you are. And to be, one of the few people that are still here through all that, God has obviously had a plan for my life and wanted me to still be here. And yeah, it's just been my career. It's been my experience, and it's been a great one. And winning the Super Bowl here, man, would be undescribable feeling, man. Just so much goes into achieving that. Ups and downs and adversities and failures and relationships, everyone who's involved. It'll be just a lot of joy. And I think about a parade in San Francisco, man, that would be just crazy, man. And these teams and these opportunities don't come by. They only come by every now and then, and they're so precious. And so that's why we got to do everything we can to seize this moment.
Sounds good. Last one, fun one.
Last question.
Your teammate Theo Pinson asked who got the best basketball podcast out.
Who got the best basketball podcast out? Of course, my guy Theo got the best basketball pod out. He's been killing the game. Been a much joy to watch. And when I first started watching the pod, and learning and growing in the space has been huge for me. So shout out to you.
All right, so you want to answer one more real one?
Yeah, we can ask another one.
How satisfied are you guys with getting the number 1 seed? How do you keep everyone focused on the main goal, but only taking a day at a time to get better for the Super Bowl, knowing how hard it is to win?
Well, it's easy to uh, take it a day at a time in this league because you're only guaranteed one more game. And so that's where all your focus and all your attention goes towards. Um, and right now, like I said, these opportunities don't come by and they're so precious. And so that's where all the attention is. Whenever we find out, I think right now, this week, we focus on us because we don't even know who we're playing yet, and getting ourselves right and everything you can do on and off the field to put yourself in the best position to help us win. And then you focus all your attention and effort, to that team that you learn that who you're going to play. And I love doing that. I love, breaking down that opponent. And as soon as we figure out who we play, I'm going to be watching so much film on them and, trying to find a way to be successful against them. And so, man, it's one game at a time because that's all you have. That's all you're guaranteed is one more opportunity. And you have to earn the next opportunity by going and taking it from a team who everybody at this point of the year is good and, wants this extremely bad. So it's going to be a battle against wills.
You just want to sign off?
Yeah, man. First live episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's an idea I had, and we got it done. I feel good about it. Feel blessed that you guys were able to join and watch the first live Third and Long pod. Shout out to Verizon for keeping the lights on around here. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you guys' support for watching and enjoying the show. And always appreciate feedback, comments, on some of the things that you guys want to see or hear me discuss and talk about. And we got some more great stuff on the way, man. We're just getting started. And I'm excited about where we're headed. And so continue to follow along, continue to tune in to the show. And you guys have been amazing support and keeping me going. And can't wait to, see you guys on another episode of Third and Long. See you guys soon.